Liz Cheney is ousted from political power. In the country, we have a saying, mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. And that's exactly what Liz did and exactly what she got. Needless to say, her rodeo is over. It's time for Final Thoughts. Today, we celebrate the political funeral of our favorite queen of the RINOs, Liz Cheney, who was defeated in Wyoming's primary yesterday, and by a lot. Was Liz Cheney always a RINO? Probably. Did it become overwhelmingly apparent when Donald Trump drained the swamp just enough to see her floating in it? Hell to the yes. Liz Cheney, daughter of Dick, was elected in 2016 to serve as Wyoming's lone member of Congress. Now, she isn't from Wyoming. She's from Madison, Wisconsin, and spent her formative years watching her Papa Dick start wars and fund the almighty military-industrial complex. But outside of being a Cheney, she hasn't done much of anything to gain notoriety until she decided to make it her mission, along with her small herd of RINOs, to go after Donald Trump and the entire MAGA movement. Bad move, Liz. Bad move. I guess she's so used to the perks of nepotism in the rulebook of the swamp, she forgot she represented Wyoming, a state Donald Trump won the last election. But the jig is all the way up because she lost her primary yesterday by nearly 64,000 votes to Trump-endorsed candidate Harriet Hagman, who is not only an actual conservative, but actually from Wyoming. But speaking of people who are not from Wyoming, I guess this means Kevin Costner will not be rejoicing today, though his Yellowstone character John Dutton certainly would be. Listen, I don't just dislike Liz Cheney for her bitter vendetta and witch hunt against Trump. In fact, I'll give her and the rest of her band of never-Trumpers some credit for at least being honest about it. Even as a Trump supporter, I don't blindly defend Trump like he's some kind of a god, a savior, or a messiah. He's not. But he was a fantastic president who remembered the forgotten Americans, the kind of people that live in Wyoming. And I'm not talking about in a second home during the summer or ski season. Real heartland folks. They matter to Trump. So here's the deal. As someone from the neighboring and very similar state of South Dakota, I can tell you that her brand of leadership isn't a match for Wyoming, which is why she's now out of a job. Oh, and speaking of jobs, how is it that Liz entered Congress with an already hefty net worth of about $7 million, but is now, as estimated by the Center for Responsive Politics, worth up to $44 million as of 2020. That's nearly a 600% increase in just a few years in Congress. So that's quite the jump for someone who makes $174K a year as a member of Congress. Weird stuff, Liz. Weird stuff. But even after her dismal loss in the primary, there are still plenty of people rumbling about a Cheney 2024 presidential comeback, to which I say LOL and fat freaking chance. But in her concession speech last night, Liz even tried to resurrect herself by comparing herself to Abe Lincoln, of all people.
The great and original champion of our party, Abraham Lincoln, was defeated in elections for the Senate and the House before he won the most important election of all. Lincoln ultimately prevailed, he saved our Union, and he defined our obligation as Americans for all of history.
No, Liz, you're not Abraham Lincoln, but you sure do sound like someone else we know. Enjoy the sour grapes and bye-bye, Liz. It's been real fun. And those are my final thoughts from Nashville. God bless and take care.